never have I ever, I'm supposed to drink.
Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing.
Okay, does this work? Is this terrible? I know, I'm sorry. I'm hoping Santa brings me some better lights so that I can film at night more easily, but I am going to wrap a bunch of presents. As you can see, I finally got all the things checked off my list as far as like all the people that I needed to buy for. I feel like that's very distracting. I'm exhausted and I need to wrap these, but I thought I would do a Q&A. I wanted to do at least just one Q&A for Vlogmas, and one of you guys said I should do it while I'm wrapping presents, so I'm going to be answering your questions as I finish wrapping my presents. I know I typically come on here, my phone. Okay. I know I typically come on here for like these like chatty ring light videos. That's what I'm gonna call them because I have my ring light on and it's nighttime. David's vacuuming. Did I already say that? He's vacuuming right now, which is like the worst timing. Anyways, it's like late. It's like 7:30. It's super late. I just got out of the shower and I blow dried my hair because tomorrow early in the morning we're going to see Santa. So I wanted to be like fresh and ready to just, I'll probably like curl my hair in the morning. Why am I telling you guys all this? I don't know. Anyways, my point is that I don't have any makeup on because I was going to put makeup on just to film this video and then take it off. And I'm like, that's so silly. Like, I'm not going to just put makeup on so I can talk to you guys and answer your questions because I like these videos anyways to be real. So here we are. Okay, I got a few, quite a few. So thank you guys too for asking questions over on my Instagram, because obviously if you don't ask me any questions, I can't make a Q&A. All right, I found something to wrap. Okay, so the first question. If your toddler is having a rough day / having meltdowns, what is your go-to to cope? Gosh, there's a lot. So sometimes when he's having like a day like that, if I can't get him to go down for a nap, I will make him do a quiet time just so that I can then have me time. But it's really hard now that I have two because I really can't coordinate both of them to do that at the same time. So but if I can, I will take a really quick bath just to kind of relax, or wait until my husband gets home, and I will give him a heads up if it's one of those days. I give him a heads up, which I try not to do very often anymore, but I will give him a heads up and say, hey, as soon as you get home, I need a break. And then he knows that as soon as he gets home, I can go into my office and shut the door and work on a video or sit and read a book. That's pretty much my two things. Sometimes if it's a really bad day, I'll go into our bedroom, shut the door, and I will pull out my iPad and just watch YouTube videos. But usually I end up working or something like that, just in silence. And of course, wine always helps too. So sometimes I will have a glass of wine if I really need to. I usually just have it on the weekends, like Friday night, which is tonight, is like my favorite to just like relax and have a glass of wine. When I was pregnant, I don't know what I did. I didn't relax when I was pregnant. Okay, let's move on. What is one non-material item you want the most? A non-material item that's a weird question. A non-material item I want the most. I don't know. Whenever I pray, I always pray for our family to be healthy, safe, and happy. So I guess those are like non-material things that I always want, I guess. Okay, what is one material item you would like the most? Again, I don't know. I don't have anything like on my, I don't know. Nothing. I don't know. There's not anything that comes to mind. I used to always want like a Louis Vuitton purse, but honestly, I'm not wrapping. I need to be wrapping. Honestly, I don't know. David asked me this this year. Well, he was asking if I wanted a used one. And I was like, I don't know. Like, it's just not that important to me. And I think, like, if I had one, I would be, like, super excited or whatever. But something like that, where it's, like, a super expensive designer handbag, it's, like, nobody needs that. So, like, if I were to get that, I would want it to be, like, for a really special purpose. I would want it to be, and this is what I told him, too. Like, I would want it to be, like, him and I going to the store, like a magical experience or, like, some big accomplishment in our life. And that was like a reward for it. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't just like want it just to want it. It would have to be like a specialty, like I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about something like that. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I do know what David already got me for Christmas and I really wanted them. They are Sorel boots and I'm super excited. He's so bad. He ordered them off my Amazon account because we share the same one. And he's like, don't check your emails. And like, if you guys know how Amazon works, like you get a notification when you order it, then you get a notification when it ships. You get a notification from the seller saying, you know, we appreciate your feedback. You get like 30 emails for one product. And so like there was no way around it. Like I ended up seeing exactly what he got me and it was on my Amazon wish list. So like not only like just by seeing the first word Sorel, I was like, oh, he got me those boots. So he got me these really cute Sorel wedge boots for winter. They're super cute. They're like blush and nude and furry. I cannot wait to get them. So that's my answer for that question. Okay, next question. I'm not rapping at all. This is like a hard to multitask. Okay, do you make New Year's resolutions or goals? And if so, what are some of them? I do. Typically, what am I doing? Typically, I will do a New Year's resolution video on my channel. I think I've done it 2 or 3 times now. I don't think I'm going to do it this year though, honestly. It doesn't get a lot of views and I know like I like to make videos no matter what I'm talking about if I want to make it. But it does take a lot of work to film and edit. So like if no one's going to care, then I'm not going to make it. So going into the new year, that's one of the things I'm going to be doing is definitely keeping track of what videos people don't like the skincare video I did recently. Nobody watched that. Like I'm not going to spend my time on doing that, but I definitely do want to work on making better quality content, quality over quantity, which right now I'm just doing quantity. I'm just busting videos out every single day, but I definitely want to work on just getting better vlogs out and stuff like that for my channel. And then as far as like family and stuff goes, I definitely want to try to start going to church more. We don't go very often, and I think that would be a really good New Year's resolution is to try to make that more of a routine for us, is to go to church on Sunday mornings. And even if we don't go to church, just to like listen to more sermons and maybe just listen to like more like self-help or like inspirational, I guess, podcasts and stuff like that. Just like work on me and my spirituality and my family and growth and all of that. Like I think that that's going to be a big part of 2020. And then of course just trying to like earn some money, cut some costs here and there, like the typical like stuff like that. Fitness, but that's always on my routine anyways. That's not really a resolution, but yeah. So that's kind of my New Year's resolution goals. Oh, take the dogs on more walks. We're bad about that too. That's another thing, is take our dogs on more walks. Okay, how do you and David keep the spark alive after all these years? So that's such a good question, and honestly, it's really up to you. Like you have to put in the work. You can't just like expect 10 years later to still be like flirty and stuff unless you do. Like you just like, we make a point to like flirt with each other, go on dates. I think date nights are super important. I know they're hard to come by, but when we do get a date night, like we freaking cherish it. And like it's just, I think that is just, Cal's screaming. I just think that that is so important in a relationship. And one thing that kind of like, you know, a lot of people like will like say that they're going on a date night and then they're like out with other friends and couples, which is totally fine, totally cool. Like do that, but don't always do that. Like make sure that you have one-on-one time, just the two of you without other couples around, because it's it's just so, I don't know, whenever we have a date night, like I can think, we had one, was it this summer? Yeah, this summer, and we stayed at a hotel. A lot of times we'll do like a staycation. My parents will come and stay at our house with the kids a lot of times, like every like 6 months or so, three to 6 months. My parents will stay with the kids and we'll go out and get a hotel. That way we don't have to drive home. We don't have to worry about like Uber or anything. We can just like spend the night out. And it's just like so nice to have like the full experience of a date night and like sleep in together, wake up in bed, have breakfast in bed. Like, oh my gosh, I live for moments like that. Like that is just something that gets us back on track, and like just have your like designated time. Like tonight, it's Friday night. He's about to come down here when he's done cleaning the house and putting Cal to bed. Bless his heart. And we're gonna watch a show together, and we're gonna eat pizza, and we're gonna have wine and chat, and probably go hit up our hot tub back there, and just like that's what we do. And we just like, that's our date night. Even though the kids are here and we're home, it's still a date night to us, and we do that every single weekend. And I think that that keeps us sparking. You know, go to Victoria's Secret, get some lingerie. Like, I feel like, you know, sometimes surprise them a little bit. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, next question. What made you start a YouTube channel, and any tips? I want to so bad, but I'm so nervous. You guys, I'm gonna do this video sometime soon where I'm gonna like show you my first video. I mean, you could obviously go look it up, but like, it doesn't matter. Just get on there. Like, if I show you my first video and like how bad it was, like I filmed it on my laptop, and you just do it. If you like it, it's gonna show through on your channel, and people are gonna like you. If you're likable, which if you're enjoying it and you're having fun, then other people are gonna have fun too. Like, it is what it is. If you're meant to do it, you're not. If you're sitting there and you're nervous and you're monotone and you're like, then like maybe it's not for you. You know what I mean? Like, try it out, see how you feel. For me, it's like my favorite thing ever. I love sitting on here talking to you guys. I love reading your comments. I love connecting with you all. So try it and see. I got started doing YouTube when I was pregnant with Cal, my 3.5-year-old, and I decided that I needed an outlet to kind of talk about my pregnancy. And at the time, I had just found Erin Williams, who was also pregnant, and she was talking about her baby at the time. And so we were both pregnant at the same time, and I was watching her updates, and I thought, you know what, I want to make my own updates too. And that's how I started. And now I am here, and it's just been so much fun. I absolutely love it. Like, not obviously, but it is definitely still a hobby for me. It is not like a career, like a lot of people that have been on YouTube for 4 years have made it into a career. For me, it's still a hobby. It's still something that it's an outlet, and I love it. Okay. How do you stay so positive during frustrating times as a stay-at-home mom? That's my answer. Have you guys decided on baby number 3? No, we have not decided. Honestly, it's almost like, so when we didn't have kids, we didn't know what we wanted to do. When we had one, I was like 100% we're having another. And then now we're back into the we don't know. Like, it's like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't kind of phase. Like, we're definitely not trying at all, but we're not being super preventative. Like, when I know we're done, like, we're gonna just be done. So we're not at that stage of our life yet. Like, we haven't like completely called it off of having baby number 3, but we're not trying. And I definitely don't want to be pregnant within the next year, maybe even 2 years. Honestly, it's a lot of work. We're planning a trip soon not soon, but we're gonna start planning soon our anniversary, 10-year anniversary trip next summer, and we want to go somewhere tropical. Like, I don't want to be pregnant for that. I just want to like live and enjoy motherhood right now and my marriage, and just not have to be pregnant. I don't like being pregnant. So that's the thing, is like, if I could have another baby and not be pregnant, maybe it would be an easier decision, but I don't know. So no, we're still really up in the air. I mean, if you ask my husband, he'll say no, we're done. But like, who's really gonna decide? It's me. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. Okay, how do you maintain balance between your kiddos and your hubby? I kind of said this before. We just try to go on a date like maybe once a month if we're lucky. I think once a month is perfect at this stage in our life. When our kids are a little bit older, we'll definitely move it to once a week because it's needed, but right now once a month is enough. And just like on the weekends, we do family time, and you know, we go out to lunch all the time. Like, I don't know, we make it work. What is your favorite date night idea? What is David's favorite date night idea? Honestly, you guys, this is so stupid. My favorite date night is just going to a bar, and not like a bar, like a club bar. Going to like a nice bar, like in a hotel lobby, or like just a really like classical music, like a nice bar, sitting maybe like a high top or even at the bar. I love to sit at the bar and just ordering drinks and having conversation with my husband. Like, that is my favorite. Like, that's what we've done the past few times that we've gone on a date. We've gone to a bar and we've just like had drinks and we just talk and talk and talk for hours. And like, it's just so fun because we don't get that kind of like quality time to talk at home. Like, but when you're out, like, there's no distractions and you can just like look into each other's eyes. And okay guys, my memory card filled up, so I'm back. This is gonna be a long video. I'm gonna try to, oh, actually it's fine. Okay, hardest thing transitioning from 1 to 2 kids. Probably just like the scheduling of it all. Like, honestly, I think I've answered this question before. Like, the thing is when you have one, depending on the age, like, you're kind of in a routine. Like, Cal was already at a really good spot where he was just starting to get easy on his own. And then we threw in baby Crew, so then it was like all over again. Cal started regressing in some areas, like potty training and napping, and then we were doing the newborn thing all over again. So it was like, just when you like kind of had your shit together, a whole new whirlwind happens. So that's probably the hardest part, is like just getting back on schedule and like figuring everyone's routine back out, because you really do have to like figure it all out again. And I think another really hard thing is nap time, because when you have one and he goes down for a nap, you have me time. When you have two, how old is Crew? 15, 16 months old almost. I've never once in his 16 months of life had him go down for a 2-hour nap, ever. And never have I ever, I'm supposed to drink, had them do that at the same time. So that's the hardest part to me, is just getting them on that schedule together, which doesn't happen. So it's just difficult, and you're doing something with one, especially if you're doing breastfeeding or maybe bottle feeding too. If you're always feeding your baby and then your other toddler needs stuff, it's chaotic. It's hard. It was the hardest. I will say the first 6 months of having a baby, number 2, were the hardest 6 months of my entire life, hands down. Like, yeah, I'll just say that. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Do you wish David would participate more on your channel? Good question. Not really. Here's the thing. He has zero interest, unless he were to film a video, like something that he really wanted to talk about, like conspiracy theory one that he did, but otherwise he has zero interest. And I totally get that, and I respect that. Sometimes he's on camera and he'll be funny or whatever, but like a lot of times I will put the camera in his face. I try not to do it anymore, and like, he doesn't want to be on camera. Like, he's annoyed, and like so I try not to even put him on camera anymore, because nobody wants like all of a sudden a camera in their face and like, what do you think? You know what I mean? Like, it's obnoxious. And it would come across in my videos sometimes where like he clearly did not want to be on YouTube, and I'm like trying to get him involved, and he's like not interested. And I think a lot of times it can make someone like look rude. Also, my husband has he's hilarious, and he has like, what is it called? Crude humor, rude humor, dry humor. He has very dry humor, and he's just not for everybody. And so when I was putting in my videos a lot, I would get comments that would make me so mad that people, and they weren't that many, but there was like a few, that would say that he was like mean or rude or like blah 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 about him. And I'm just like, okay, no, like you can say whatever about me, but don't start talking about my husband. Like, he's barely in the videos. Don't start making assumptions about him. So that's kind of when I started not really adding him into the videos anymore. So I don't know. I think at one point people loved him and they wanted to see more of him, and then then everyone hated him. So I don't want to, you know, I'll just leave him out. So if you get revenue with YouTube, how far along did you start getting paid? So for me, I was actually really lucky, and since I started a long time ago in 2016, I actually got paid with YouTube right away because they were paying everybody that was on YouTube at that point. And then in 2017 or 18, I can't remember when, they made a switch where you had to have 1,000 subscribers and you have to have like all this watch time already watched on your channel before you can even get monetized to be paid. So luckily I was already getting paid, and by the time they made that rule, I was already surpassed like all of the stipulations. So I started making money right away. How do you manage your expenses, and do you budget to make sure you stay out of debt? I manage our expenses by going through every Friday morning. I go through our bank account and I go through every single transaction that was made, and I categorize it. All of our bills are automatic, so I do have a few credit cards from like stores, and I just do auto pay, so I don't ever have any like credit card debt or anything like that. I just auto pay everything so that we don't ever get into a debt situation, and then I just keep track of everything. So like every single Friday, as annoying and tedious and painful sometimes as it is to look through all your finances like that, it helps me stay on track. My husband, he just makes the money and does not look like he trusts me to know what's going on. And you know, sometimes I'm like, hey, we need to cut back here. Other times I'm like, oh, we're doing pretty good. You know, if I want to go shopping, I can. So that's kind of how I budget it. Honestly, I would like to meet with like a financial advisor at some point and try to, you know, figure things out a little bit more. I want to start thinking about retirement and like setting aside, which we already do, but I want to set aside like even more for retirement and just like other things like that, like emergencies and stuff. So I don't know, I'm not the best at it. I'm not a good person to ask, but I definitely budget enough to keep us out of debt and budget our weekly expenses and stuff like that. How do you stay positive? I did that one. Oh, we're done. Okay, so that was all the questions. Thank you guys again for asking, and I wrapped 2 presents. But it was hard to do both at the same time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.
Snow is falling, Elfie's calling. Check my list twice, most of y'all done. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds bling.